Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your home. Opendoor is on a shopping spree. 2024 is here, and they are committed to purchasing more homes than they have in a while. We'll put it that way. So, as we know, the interest rates in 2022 they significantly shot up. So for Opendoor, that really put them in a very compromising position with the homes that they were already in, and also in the purchases that they were making. So, well, the homes that they needed to sell at the end of the day. So they, at the end of 2022, they left a lot of homes on their balance sheet because they couldn't sell. There wasn't enough folks to be able to purchase those particular properties, specifically the ones that Opendoor purchases, because a lot of them are more starter homes. A lot of them are not going to be are not going to have are going to be all that updated, and there's a few issues with their models per se. But anyway, we're going to look at this article, and I think it's very interesting because I like to see Opendoor is essentially an investor, is a very, very well-funded investor. They're purchasing homes. They offer the cash price, and make it easy on the home seller, or at least that's what they say. Make it easier on the home seller, and then they'll put it back out on the market with minimal updates, with minimal things done to it, no major remodels, and they'll try to make a profit from there. So essentially, it's the same investor model that the mom and pop investor does. The only difference is that the investor model that Opendoor operates is one that is very well funded to the tunes of billions and billions of dollars. So that's the only difference. If outside of that, they're the same. So let's see what they've got going on, because I think it's very interesting. Again, I like looking at this particular model because it tells you so much about, they buy at such volume. They're such a big company that it gives you some trends before even the the analyst and everyone else can actually see it. So I like looking at this type of stuff because it gives you a lot of valuable information in real time. We're as close to real time as we can get. All right, so here we go. We've done the hard work in 2023 to be leaner, to be more agile, to be able to rescale the business to a sustainable fashion. So what she's referencing here is that in 2022, $1.4 billion net loss in 2022 was had. That is a big number, 1.4 billion with the B, due to the drastic housing market slowdown on the second half of the year. Again, the interest rates rising. It caused a lot of folks to really be in a compromising position, especially if they were over leveraged. Opendoor greatly curtailed its spending and home acquisition speed in 2023. So they had a massive amount of layoffs. They had as many cost reduction initiatives as you can imagine, and they didn't purchase much inventory. The strategy has paid off for the firm, as its net loss of $275 million for 2023 is smaller. When you compare that to $1.4 billion, you are correct. It is smaller, but for the normal folk like us, that's still a huge, huge loss. I want to give you a perspective on what that looks like. I know that at one point they made a profit, or they had a net income. They were positive net income at one point in time. So I went to go find it. And here is when the last time that they had one. They had it in June of 2023, so mid last year. So their cost reduction was good per se, at least the quarter was. And then you see, this is Opendoor Technologies quarterly net income. So it's by quarter. Now, if you look at the annual, on an annual basis, they haven't turned a profit, right? So they're 2018, negative 241. 2019, negative 341. So it went higher. 2020, a little bit lower. 2021, it doubled. They went on a shopping spree and frenzy. In 2022, it doubled from that. So you have a lot of major losses here. Again, it's very well backed. And if you look at the stock, I don't think it's going to be backed very well, much longer if it continues on this path. But you see from its peak in 2021, when the market was just ripping from post-COVID per se, or it was essentially post-COVID at that point. You're looking at almost $35 per share, and now it's trading at $3, right? So it's negative 72 in the past 5 years. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can recoup. Now, this year, it goes on to say that they're going to be purchasing more and more homes, and they go into sharing the differences on how many they purchased in the past and how many they purchased recently. So here we go. Almost 19,000 homes Opendoor sold in 2023 is significantly smaller than the almost 40,000 homes they sold in 2022. So the difference from 2022 to 2023 was half. So you can see that they did take their initiative seriously, and not only the cost reduction with the layoffs and other things that I'm sure they ended up doing to cut down their expenses, but they purchased a significantly less amount of homes because they didn't keep all of those in their portfolio. So it's not that they had all of these homes and sold less. It was just that they purchased less and were a little bit more effective on the homes that they chose, a little bit more effective with the homes so they could sell them a little bit quicker. So it's gonna be interesting to see how aggressive Opendoor is. Again, I like looking at Opendoor as a case study per se because it's a behemoth. It gives you some trends a little bit ahead of time. It lets you know kind of what the big money is looking to do, what they're after at the moment. So Opendoor being a little bit more aggressive this year, I think it's going to do a lot of things with the home prices, and I don't necessarily think that home prices are going to drop this year. That's something I haven't really thought was going to happen altogether. So this, in a way, kind of confirms it for me. But beyond that, again, I do like looking at Opendoor because of just their sheer volume. It lets me know what's happening in the real estate as a whole, or a little bit better than just an individual personal experience, which is the only thing that I can count on for me at the moment. All right, well, let me know what you think. Are you a fan of Opendoor? Do you think that this is wise? Do you think they should continue on the cost reduction strategy and purchasing less and ride 2023 out, 2024 out? As we know, it's an election year, so there's a lot more uncertainty that comes with that historically. So let me know what you think about Opendoor's strategy. Are you a big fan of Opendoor? Do you think should be purchasing more? Do you think should be purchasing less? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you tomorrow.